Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm in a kind of new space and I just got done pumping. My pump was hooked up over here and I'm at my desk and a little bit in my recording studio space. So it's just one of those days, and usually I do videos like this on the fly on Facebook, but I want to connect more with my subscribers on YouTube. So that's why I'm here. This is a little different. It's not completely poised and put together, but this is real. That was my bra. So I'm doing things a little differently, but I had to share today. If we haven't met, I am Mandy, the birth nurse. Welcome to my channel. I believe that women's bodies are powerful. With the right support, we are unstoppable. I have a passion for empowering women and parents through pregnancy so that they can come out on the other side as empowered and informed parents. So there is a lot happening with the birth nurse, and I just send out an email. So if you're getting my emails, then you got a little bit of an update, but this is me just thanking you for your support. So let me go back a little bit and tell you what's been going on. I found out about an opportunity. Oh, my little notes are falling. I found out about an opportunity recently, kind of last minute for me. I'm a huge planner, a header. And I found out about Penny Simkin she's going to be in Seattle celebrating her 80th birthday. If you know Penny, you know, and if you know me, this is huge. Penny Simkin is one of the labor support gurus. She's a physical therapist and a doula and a childbirth educator. She does a lot with Lamaze, and I'm a Lamaze educator. So I just have learned from her in so many ways as a labor nurse and as a Lamaze educator. She has affected all of my patients. I'm not going to cry, even though this is not live. I always cry when I go live. She has affected every single one of my patients because of the books that I've read of hers and the teachings that she's done that I have seen and heard and watched and learned from. She has affected both of my births very profoundly, and also the people that supported me learned from her as well. So I am just truly grateful to her for that. And even if that was it, but it's not, just the opportunity to celebrate her was so meaningful and powerful for me. So I started talking about it and was encouraged and peer pressured to do a kind of GoFundMe. It's a crowdfunding site. I created it, so it's on my site, but it's a way to crowdfund to get my butt across the entire country from Virginia to Seattle to see her, to learn from her. There's an entire day for birth professionals. It's called a symposium, and there's going to be talks and speakers and so much information. She's going to be there. I want to meet her, but even if I just get to learn from her, I will be so stoked. And I promise some updates. So I am updating you on that process, and I am halfway to my goal of $1,200 to get my butt to Seattle. That is not including extra stuff. That is just getting there, sleeping there, and going to the event. So anything extra will help me eat and help me take more luggage, take more stuff like equipment, but it will be luggage. I'll have to check it. More equipment means better videos for you. I'm going to be kind of following my moves, kind of vlog style, and you guys are on YouTube, so you know about vlogs. Kind of vlog style. I want you guys to be a part of my experience and learn everything that I'm learning. I probably won't be able to record all of the sessions, but I'm going to be teaching while I'm there and bringing everything I learned back to you. So so let me thank the people that have made this possible right now, because I promised some shout outs, and then I'm going to ask you for a few things. And I also have a little bit of a confession that I've been keeping from you guys. It's crazy hair day today. Check out that crazy hair. I have been keeping some things, so I'm going to be transparent with you. So right now I'm about halfway there, and I have gotten a plane ticket and a hotel. I've reserved a hotel room. I need to register for my event, and I think well, let me get into that. Hold on. So I want to thank Sherry Grant and Premier Birth Tools for their very generous donation, and their note is so beautiful. It says, oh, hold on, that was the wrong one. So people have been writing notes, and that's what I want to share because they're beautiful. And I want to shout out anyone that wants a shout out. And I also want to send you a card. I love snail mail, and I want to send you a thank you card. So you have to give me your address. I have Premier Birth Tools address, but anyone else, I need your address. Sherry says, here's 10,000 pennies for your trip. So proud of you. Have fun taking time and give Penny a hug. Thanks for all you do. That was nice. I will stop reading if I will cry, but these are very nice. Breath of Life Midwifery. Very generous donation. I hope you get to go and bring back all this wisdom with you. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for all you do in and out of the hospital. You're making a difference in the lives of... That's enough. Luckily, there are not many notes because they're very touching and very sentimental to me. Just the fact that people trust me with their money is huge to me. So humbling, and I'm shocked. Really, I am. She says, you're making a difference in the lives of birthing women and their families. That's the point. So I'm happy that someone sees that. All of you see that. Anna Rucker, and this is Mama Ree Doula. Mama Ree Doula Services. Such an angel. Peace and blessings in your trip. Sending you with love and safe travels. Thank you. Thank you. Becky, Autumn, Jason, Marsha. I think this is Allison. So thank you, Allison. I know you hear my clicky clicks. Sarah and Brittany, Rose, Chris, Susan, Jessica. Oh my gosh, so many. I think I already said Autumn. Thank you so much. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for helping me do this and for helping me not sit on the sidelines and be too afraid to ask for help. That was a lesson. I don't like to do it very often, but I usually do it for other people. So to do it for me, for something that is not required, it's just something that I want to do, that I will help other people, but it also helps me. That was a big deal. So thank you. Thank you for the big donors, the little donors, the friends and family that have shared my posts, and for supporting me. Oh, Susan, this is Susan Mossman. I think your last name was different on there. Birth and postpartum doula at Breathe Birth Bond in Utah. I will say hi to Penny for you if I get to meet Penny. Your note said say hi. Penny is gold. I will. I want to meet her. I want to hug her. Gosh, I hope that can happen. A big hug. That lady is golden. Yes, I agree. So if Penny is watching this, I am coming. I'm really low key, but you would never know that from this video. I am so excited to meet you. So the last thing that I just want to share. So if you feel like you can and want to support the birth nurse and my efforts in empowering and educating women and mothers and nurses and birth pros, then thank you. And you can give at my website, mandyirby.com. And I also appreciate just sharing this video on social media, liking it, subscribing to my YouTube channel, and just further supporting my efforts to change the world. So thank you for supporting me and sharing my message, helping me share my message. And really your message. I've gotten a lot of requests this week, especially about some ideas for videos, for courses. I just came out with that Ultimate Guide to Taking Control of Your Childbirth online course. It's a Lamaze-based childbirth education course. And people say, okay, we want more. I'm like, guys, that took me like a year. A year. I teach in my town, but to do it online is very different. And you guys are online learners, and I do videos. So it's a match made in heaven, but it takes a long time and it's so much work. And I'm so proud of that. I've gotten so much great feedback from it, and my students are loving it, and they're giving me great feedback on just improving the course and what's next for it. But I've been getting course requests, like, can you make a course about this? Can you make a course about that? So if you're getting my emails, that's what the question was in the email today. And I think I have an idea of what is next, but I want to hear from you guys. You guys are, I create things because of you guys and for you guys, for the mamas and the parents out there and the nurses supporting them. From what I've learned and from what I'm learning and from my personal experiences, I just feel like I can kind of tell a story in a different way. I have a perspective that's kind of unique, being a mom, breastfeeding mom, labor and delivery nurse, and a childbirth educator. So, and my experiences have not been great. So I've experienced pain and suffering and traumatic events that something that I've learned from Penny. So you've maybe heard of the 3 Ps. Now I'm not going to be able to say them. They are passenger, which is the baby. This is how a labor is successful, when the passenger works with the power of pushing and of contractions, and the passage. I think that's it. So the passage being the pelvis. And those are the 3 Ps, and she teaches on that. But it's been updated, and the 5 Ps include psyche and preparation. And I totally believe that. And if you see my other videos, I do talk about emotions and what can hold us back when having our baby. When I talk with new nurses, it's all about feelings and asking a woman where she's coming from and what she's expecting, because that all goes into how she is prepared, where she's coming from, what her experiences have been, and then where she's at, her psyche, like where she is emotionally. And it may not be in labor. So to get her in labor, meaning her presence in labor, we have to sometimes manage the baggage that she's coming with, which we all have. That's called life. And it makes us who we are, and it makes us amazing parents for our children. But sometimes the priority is somewhere else in order for us to focus on our birth. And I think that's what's happening right now in my life. So my husband recently was like, what is going on with your mood? I'm like, nothing. I'm fine. I'm having a great day. I'm having a fine week. I'm doing what I love. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, I don't know. You just seem like you're in a mood, or your mood is down, or something's going on. And I think it's because I'm kind of, doing a lot of work at night. So I'm reading a book by Penny called When Survivors Give Birth, right? Yeah. And I put it in my Amazon store because some people, so When Survivors Give Birth, because some people have been asking about it. And I've purposefully not read this for many years. I've not read a lot of books for many years because of the frustrations I feel when I read about really amazing birth experiences and trainings and education that I want to bring to my either patients or facility or fellow nurses. And I feel like I can't do that. And I've kind of gotten over that. And I'm in my 30s now. And apparently in your 30s, you don't give as many F's as you used to, because that's my experience. Anyone else in their 30s run out of F's to give? So I don't care, and I will do what's best for my patients. And I feel like that makes me a better person. So that's what's best for me, is what's best for them. But I don't work in a place that holds me back. And how do we get the evidence to work for us? Meaning, how do we get evidence into practice? And that's what's hard, and that's what's frustrating. So I read about all this, but then getting it into practice is really hard, and it takes time. But if we don't try, then it's never going to work. So my idea, my thoughts around that have kind of shifted, luckily. So I've been reading this book, and it, well, first turned Freud's women have penis envy theory on its head, which raised the roof for that, because actually I've never understood that at all. I've never, on deep inside that I'm aware of, ever yearned to have a penis. And I don't understand how that theory from that man, who was so genius, came out with a lot of good information, could really stand by that, because I never really, we learned all of that stuff in school, in college, but I never really grasped how that's real, like how that could be. And I was like, well, it must be way, way in there, because I cannot relate to that at all. Well, actually, what's really great about the book is that she kind of digs a little deeper, and well, there's a co-author with her, and they dig deeper, and they actually say his original theory was, so Phyllis Klaus is her co-author. The theory was that women have been traumatized, and that is where their, like, what do they call it? I just remembered, just as I was going to go run up and get the book, it's hysteria. So hysteria is what they used to call like mood disorders. And he originally said that it was from trauma, like assault, child abuse, those things. And the time that he lived in, that was unacceptable. So she explains all of that, and I was like, choirs of angels were singing in the dark of my room when I was reading this, because I was like, oh, I could relate to that. And my patients, I could relate that to my patients. I couldn't understand mood disorders and penis envy, but I could wrap my head around prevalence of people that have been affected by child abuse, assault, and the prevalence of people affected by child abuse and assault is probably much higher than we realize and will ever know. And that is the real reason why a lot of people suffer a traumatic birth experience. And I'm paraphrasing, obviously. And I'm not even that far into the book, but I am trying to learn about myself. So I did a lot of work between my two children, the first birth being traumatic to me, and trying to prevent that happening a second time. And so I did a lot of self-work. And what usually happens is I'll go through an event, and people do this, it's a thing. I'll go through an event, and then it was awful. And then to try to heal and learn from it, broaden the focus, and realized that it's a common thing. And there were answers to why I had a traumatic birth experience. There were ways that I could prevent it from happening again. And now I probably, what's next is I need to open up about it. I probably need to open up about my assault and the unboxing of those emotions and how that affected my first birth and how I worked through to prevent that from happening a second time, because I get that a lot of questions. And recently it's been like tunnel vision on that topic. And the fact that I'm going to be so close to Penny, I don't think that she's going to be lecturing on that topic in Seattle, but I have no idea. And I kind of have to be ready for it. I can't be in a bad place to then teach and talk about and rephrase and reshape what I learned from that talk. I cannot be in a bad place and just shut down and not be open to it. I want to learn from what she has to say, so I have to be ready for it. And I think that means that I have to really process and probably be open to you guys about it, because I know there's people I think there's people out there that can relate. What do you think? Can you relate? Can you relate to any of this? Do you know people who can? Have you heard about this before? I really need to unbox some emotions. I'm prepared. So the last two P's, preparation and psyche, I have to unbox some emotions to get my psyche ready. But I feel like maybe that's what's been holding my mood back, and what my husband was really kind of sensing was me trying to prepare by reading this book and learning from her, and then my psyche's not in a great place. So I'm struggling to move forward, but I will. And I'm not struggling hard. It's just hard work. And if anyone has read books like this, it's disgusting. It's hard work. And I have to put my professional face on and, put my nurse pants on, but I'm affected by it personally also. So it is hard work, and I have waited to read this for a reason, but I think I'm in a place that I can do it. I think I can separate those two hats, and knowing that I'm helping someone else in the process does help me and does encourage me. And I just can only believe that it'll help. I don't know for sure, but if this relates to you at all, or anyone in your life that you're close to, let me know. Write it in the comments, send it to me by message, private message me, find me on Facebook at Birth Nurse. I'd love to hear that. It encourages me to keep going. This is hard work, but it's the survivors that have done the hardest work. And I want to be a voice for them. And I want to also be a voice for them to birth professionals. We have so much to learn, and I want to do some of that work, and I want to put it out there for doulas and labor nurses and OBGYNs, midwives and physicians, so that it's a thing. It's a thing that we have to talk about, and it's not easy to talk about. And I think possibly it's not easy to talk about because, the stigma, and in America, we have a hard time talking about stuff like that. But also with the prevalence being so high, and what they say in the book is we quite possibly could be talking to survivors in the professional realm as well. But I think coming from a personal experience, I have to. I just feel like I have to, and I feel like now's the time. Thanks a lot, Penny. I don't know if that's where my Seattle trip will lead, but I am trying to get ready for that possibility. So I appreciate the feedback that you have. Put them in the comments. Let's start some conversation. And I appreciate feel anything, think harder, have questions, or just get some of those goosebumps that I've been getting as I've been reading this book and finding all of the links to all of these pieces that I thought made sense before, but really make sense now. And I think that the bigger picture is huge. So if you felt any of that, thank you for the thumbs up. That helps. Thank you for sharing this video. If someone in your life needs to hear it, or you just need to share it, I so appreciate you. And thank you so much for supporting me and your help, your financial help, especially right now when I need that. My tiny business needs that to help grow, and go to Seattle and come back to my family. Thank you for all that you have been able to give. I so appreciate you. I will see you in the next video. It will not have tears, I hope. And I'm excited. Bye, guys.